So you gotta play doctor.
You at the mental hospital or you at the regular hospital?
Hello and welcome to Lawd Lukan. Today we've got an edition of the best and worst from season 6 of Life After Lockup. So sit your little self back with someone else's pregnancy photos as we get a recap of Shonta and True. It's time to chuck another corgi on the Barbie as we tuck into some more Love After Lockup, the show where couples like to coordinate. Hence, this week, Shonta has come coordinated with the curb that True kicked her to. True is getting an education in new technology.
So you pump your penis up with this?
True comes back to claim his prize. The inmate that Shonta aboard seems to be a little bit faulty.
He just gone.
Intense drama as Shonta's on her phone again.
Like, settle down or something.
Shonta doesn't want to be True's friend anymore.
You don't want to be my friend?
No.
Random woman is checking the groceries for contraband.
Crack.
And stop the music and pause the video. The monumental occasion has arrived. So join with me now as we see Shonta finally looking at the camera. And those baby scan pictures, I'll be having a right old hang on a second about that later on. Oh yes, all this and much more to come, right here on the Lawd Lukan channel. But before I drag our little feet back over to Ohio, there's some big love to those who have subscribed to Beautiful People and Sweet Banana Pie to the members of the Lukan Manor. Let's get back to Shonta and True. And this time True is trying out a bit of subtlety.
You ain't been masturbating and nothing like that.
Oh my God.
Okay then, yeah, interesting conversation starter. But I think he's been around prisoners so long he's kind of forgotten about normal conversation. You know, price of gas, favourite films, last time you tooted the old one-man trumpet. Those all are totally legit conversations in prison. I knew a guy inside who pulled out his nut collection and said, "Haven't used these in a while." "Ah, thank you," I said. I would have taken his word for it, but, prisoners are very sharing people. One man used to send the results of his trumpeting to a guy in another cell. That was a bit too much sharing.
I ain't been jacking off or nothing.
Okay, I don't care.
For like a whole week.
A whole week? Wow. She must be honoured. I suppose after 15 years he'd probably want to avoid sneezing, just in case.
For real, I want to see what's all up in his mud. Like, things got advanced since I've been locked up.
Oh yeah, all those Bluetooth wireless 5G pom-poms flapping about these days. Can't say my penis has become particularly advanced in the last few years, but he does of course mean the toy industry. So we asked the lady for some advice on what he might want.
And I just got out of prison
Okay.
for 13 years.
Okay.
So
Does that mean he wants something for that prison experience? A bar of soap and someone to drop it? Something for the back door maybe?
I had sex with probably like a good 22.
And what about Shonta? True is planned to come in like a wrecking ball, but that's not what Shonta's into.
That proves he don't know me. Because this is way out of my element.
And that's not the only thing she's been keeping from him. Aside from the fact she lied about having 2 mortgages when she actually rents 2 houses. One near True, one back home.
Does he know that you lost your job? No.
Oh dear. One last push now as we're taking our last trip to see Shonta and True. And True seems to be telling himself that he looks good.
You good.
And he's got some plans for Dr. Shonta.
You gotta play doctor.
You at the mental hospital or you at the regular hospital?
And he's been warming up his thermometer especially.
You better grab me tight.
Oh God.
Well, let's leave them there. Actually, no, there's more. As Shonta wakes up the next morning, the morning dew in her eyes, some residue down her leg, greeting the morning with a renewed vigour after a night of passion, a bit of ardour in the arbour.
He just gone.
Good job. And with that, it's off to see what's happening with Shonta and True. And in the last episode, True had left Shonta wondering where she went wrong.
We had sex, we talked.
Oh, well, yep, that'll do it. I'm not being horrible. I just find her a little bit, Dalai Lama-y. But I think True's got post-coital guilt. And he's gone to have breakfast with his sister. But maybe he's just getting Shonta a nice Mackie D breakfast. Maybe it's all just a big misunderstanding.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated...
Yeah, okay, well, anyway, he and his sister have gone out to get some breakfast. And True is appreciating the change in menu.
I'm enjoying that I get to eat whatever I want to eat.
Oh yes, in the outside world, the food industry actually tries to please its customers, rather than slowly erode their will to live with it. If they suck, you get to voice your opinion on TripAdvisor. I think there should be a TripAdvisor for inmates that do lalu that's called TrickAdvisor. I think True's review for a Shonta might go something like this. 5 out of 5 for scammability, 3 out of 5 for local amenities, but overall a 1 out of 5, slightly less interesting than food. How do we know? Well, here's him talking about his bedroom bench press with Shonta.
Last night, me and Shonta, we had sex.
Overjoyed, obviously. So, here's his boudoir breakdancing with Shonta face, and here's his food face. And it seems that True's been on that math again, because he's working those numbers.
We probably went for like 3 hours.
Hang on a second, let's remind ourselves of the last time True got his abacus out.
I had sex with probably like a good 22.
Okay, so if we take this little mathematic gymnastics, and 6 is actually 22, then the actual number is roughly a quarter of the one that he gives. So, in true maths, 3 hours is actually 48.6 minutes. And that's not bad for someone who hasn't been near a vagina in years. But I think Drew might be a bit oblivious to the irony here.
I don't expect her to be talking to me with an attitude. I just think she needs to change some of her ways, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the guy whose attitude towards the person who's been babysitting him for years is ignore them. Yeah, nice. I've seen a few of the opinions on this next part.
What you want to do, hit the casino? Or you want to hit the mall? Is the mall still open?
No.
I've seen people defend True because Shonta seems a bit snappy. But you know what I see? I see a stressed parent whose kids won't stop asking to go to the ice cream store. Yes, she was a bit snappy, but she's under stress from all this pretending not to be broke. And all he wants to do is go to all the candy stores and have all the cake. That seems to be under the impression that he's bagged himself a sugar mama. But this sugar mama is running on reserves and would be happier fading into the background somewhere and avoiding eye contact. They're actually still together now, but it all seems very staged and emotionless. Maybe she's shy. Maybe we'll find out when her and True launch their YouTube channel. It'll just be True flexing his stuff women bought him, and I think he'll do the OG Cam thing of actually having a normal job but pretending all his money comes from the streets. So let's delete our internet history and slink shamefully back to Shonta and True. And after his gallivanting off with his sister, who gave him a bunch of moody gold from Etsy, yeah, okay, well, it might not have been. But usually expensive jewellery comes in boxes, not pockets. Oh, and, nice jewellery doesn't make this noise when you put it down. It makes this noise. And there's one more thing I might need to fix about him. There you go. He seemed to have put it on a bit wonky, so I've taken the liberty of sorting it out for him. You're welcome. So then, True, because he's so brave and G, cowers away from owning his behaviour and being more manly about it, and instead tries to make out that she's the unreasonable one, for expecting him to be in any way as loyal as he'd be pretending to be.
What's up, you mad at me or something? What's up?
I do wonder how long he'll hold up this pretense before he admits he's too pretentious and superficial to be with her.
If we don't work, that's on you.
And rather than finish it reasonably and fairly, he'll just cheat until he's caught, then blame the breakdown of the relationship on her for not being what he wanted her to be.
I'm chilling.
Chongi Changju?
I'm chilling.
Sorry, one more time?
I'm chilling.
No idea, something about noodles. So True joins in the conversation too.
Talk to me.
I think she did just sort of talk, but I don't really have any clue what she said.
Are you having fun right now?
Come again?
Are you having fun right now?
But it's okay. True seems to understand what's going on.
Nah, tell me out. You think my sister is covering up for me?
Yes. Okay.
Ah, I see. So, Shonta thinks True and his sister are in cahoots, and she is covering for his infidelity. But after proving that all was well that afternoon, Shonta has her fears allayed, and True is graceful in his perceived victory.
I'm
You're
chilling.
too shy, like boring. No offense.
Yeah, none taken. Just got told I was shy and boring. What could possibly be offensive about that?
I don't know nobody you leave all day long.
Yeah, what she said. I know something about the bayou. Swimming, maybe?
I don't know nobody you leave all day long.
But I think she said, I don't know the bayou leave all day long. Okay, what does that mean? She doesn't know the all day long permission? That kind of makes sense. Kind of. But luckily True ties it all together for us.
I'm not cheating on you. I'm not with the female.
What do you think? Is he going to be loyal? I'm not sure myself. And while we ponder this and other existential conundrums, another thing that's more or less than zero is the chemistry between Shonta and True. And I think the director has felt my pain. He's included some subtitles for Shonta.
You're making it seem like it's a big deal.
To go see your police officer?
But this time she's got something to say. and it makes more sense than 99% of the dialogue on the show.
You can't even make the best decisions for you. What the are you doing for us?
We're off to Gerard Depardieu, and we begin today's tale in the gym, as True is wowing everybody with his enormous strength.
Hello, friend. Hey, girl. How are you?
Ooh, look, that must be pretty heavy, and he's jolly proud of himself. Hang on a second, 70 pound? Slightly above novice weight. You can tell he's just a big guy, not a strong guy. Yes, those are some impressively large arms, but look at those little baby traps. Oh. A guy his size, which is, I don't know, there's a couple of metric tons of man right there, he should be lifting at least a third of his body weight. Well, we assume he might be a big guy, of course, but he's usually standing next to a Shonta, which is a bit like C-3PO and R2-D2, only, you know, if R2-D2 had a big set of poorly fitted dentures. And for the younger audience, if BB-8 had a poorly fitting set of dentures. Oh, and one last thing about True's physique. This right arm has much better definition than his left. I wonder what he's been doing with that right arm for the last 17 years. Well, they do say you've got to love yourself first. Speaking of things that you love first, one of True's ex-flames shows up. Totally coincidentally, of course.
My name's Tisha. I prefer to be called Shantae.
Okay then, Shonta it is. Not at all like a Shonta. Do we all get to choose our own names now? In that case, I've decided I'm going to be called Lawd Lukan, and I'm a rapper who once performed at the Latin Grammys. Oh, no, that was Montana Mills. No, that was French Montana. I wonder how Montana Mills is getting on these days. Well, stay tuned for a little update on that in future video. Anyway, back to Brenda and a collar. I'm sure it's totally innocent. She just happened to pop into the gym for a totally innocent workout.
I can do a little something.
Let me grab these weights.
Yeah, I think True's got his eyes on a little something too.
So hopefully we can rekindle.
And she's all like, whoops, sorry, my boobie seems to have flopped out on your dumbbell. And True is like, but surprisingly, True is mostly good to his word. He lets Vanessa, or whatever her name is, know that he's in love with a Shonta. But he does kind of add the caveat that he's in a transitional period, so he doesn't actually make it a totally firm no. But hey, she's just there to make amends and apologise for disappearing on him.
Look at me. I come to apologize.
Yep, I can see her apologies from here. Even True's sister is intent on getting a decent bit of equipment between her legs.
Man.
And True is clearly trying to escape those clutches, you know.
I'm like, hold on, man, get back. You tripping.
Your sweat smells good.
Yeah, you know, trying really hard, but totally didn't cop a little subtle grope as he pulls away. And while they make us all mildly nauseous, let's go and do a welfare check on a Shonta. Blanket, check. Phone, check. Good. Everything seems to be in order here. Now to Shonta and True. And Shonta is back to the question that we had at the end of the last episode. She has to go back and get her dentures resized, and has to leave True in the candy store. And where do they go from there?
Like, what this mean for us, like, relationship-wise?
Good question.
Yeah, you know, great question. Just you hold on to that question for a second while True changes into something more fabulous to do his best dumping in. You can't leave someone in a do-rag and a vest, you know? In fact, in this shot, he looks like a little ghetto gnome. All he needs is a little fishing rod. There we go.
I don't want you to think that I used you.
Which is the ex-con version of It's Not You, It's Me. And someone should have put down one of those little plastic yellow triangle things, because True's about to partake in a rather nasty slip. He's trying to give us Shonta money for some of the stuff he's already given him.
I ain't feeling it.
Okay.
And he's acting all chivalrous in the accompanying interview, saying he was saving for a car, but he wants to do the right thing. But then he says,
But Shantae coming first, though, regardless.
The who now?
Shantae coming first, though.
No. Shantae was the owner of the boobs you were admiring. A Shonta is the one that you reached for a bunch of cash that she didn't have and left her with a crippling debt and no job. Easy mistake to make, I guess. You know, bankruptcy, boobs. Well, it's all a bit confusing, you know. So let's see how Shonta and True are getting on with their breakup. And True is apologising to the door for thinking it's a window.
Now that I'm out and I see that you ain't what I thought.
Just behind the door, of course, is an upset Shonta. And to make her feel better, True is making sure she knows it's all her fault. He tells her she's been manipulating him into feeling obliged to be with her, and she's just no fun, which leaves Shonta in a bit of a difficult predicament.
I'm going back home to a new house I bought for us. No job, no nothing. I look stupid.
No, you don't. There you go, now you do. You're welcome.
It's stupid.
So Shonta is about to drive away, but True feels it necessary to fall into the car and reinforce how terrible she is. You know, for like buying them all the clothes and stuff.
Shantae,
Stop talking to me.
And neither of them seemed to have noticed that they were both so busy playing each other. It just happened that True won this round, but he may not have won the war yet.
She played me.
Yeah, what a victim. And now we sneak off to munch on some candies with the Shonta and True. And this week, True is mostly being mystified by social situations. Having left Shonta in a puddle of despair last episode, True's decided to use that amazing diplomacy to try and, I'm not actually sure what he's trying to achieve here.
I'm finna pull up on her and see what she doing.
He successfully dumped her unceremoniously, got a bunch of stuff off her, plus he's still got a load of cash he'd stashed away while he was inside, so why doesn't he just walk away? Let her go. Shonta did a fair share of cash fishing and is responsible for her own brilliant choices, but now she's taking a bit of an emotional battering from an insensitive man-child. And then she'll have thousands of people like me saying, yeah, well, it's your own fault. You and your stupid hopes and dreams. I mean, who even has those anymore? But I do actually feel slightly bad that just to play back her downfall, that's gotta hurt. Maybe we should set her up with one of the other people from the show. Studs like Julian and Troy may be taken, but what about her season of Love During Lockup? That guy who got stitched up by the prostitute from Las Vegas. I don't know. That forgettable guy. Let's ask Google. That forgettable guy from Lalu. Ah, that's him. Andrew. She should get with him. He was loyal and, clean or picky. Or we could have a crossover with 90 Day and she could have a Scott. They could compare dental work. Anyway, let's go see how Shonta is handling the breakup.
Whoa, career.
I don't know, something about her ear? I can never understand what she's saying. But luckily, my man stinks are telling me that she's fine. Probably got a cold or something. And when she says f***ing career, she doesn't mean f***ing career. She means the f***ing career she left because she couldn't be with an ex-con. Anywho, the plot has decided that True has to keep milking this scene for as long as possible. Plus his sister isn't picking him up for another 20 minutes. So while he's waiting, he may as well go and ham-fistedly make the situation worse.
Dude, no, get in this car.
Listening, my dear viewer, one of the top things people like about people. Good job. Now, the little thing said True 31. Sure, if you cut him in half and count the rings, yeah, I'm sure he's 31. But slice his head in two and you'll get...
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument.
Actually, I think Shonta is probably more of a starfish, you know what I mean? So True tries his little hardest and opts for the go-to commiseration line that all 12-year-olds, 30-year-old big old van-sized people go for.
We could be friends.
I don't want to be your friend.
You don't want to be my friend?
No.
Yeah, you could hang out at recess, she could give you all her Twinkies and you could show her your G.I. Joe, whilst a Repo Man's kid is pretending to evict her from her imaginary properties. But Shonta doesn't want to play Kiss Chase anymore. Oh, Kiss Chase, is that a transnational thing? Anyway, I don't know, Shonta and stuff.
What do you want from me?
Now you can see him carefully considering his answer. I do think he's genuinely mystified by a reaction. Nothing challenges a man's tiny mind like a woman in the process of a meltdown. Moving on swiftly to Shonta and True again. Dad, I'm just gonna drop this here.
I'm pregnant.
Huh?
Oh yeah! Just when he thought he'd made a clean escape, say hello to the next 18 years, my friend. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Right, back to Mama Shonta and True. I wonder how True's gonna take the news about this baby.
Not one baby, but two babies. What?
It's twins, a boy and a girl. Now, I haven't broke this out in a while, but it does seem like a special occasion. Like an actual special occasion, not like a wedding in prison special. I was going to mention that Shonta's 9-year-old daughter is also pregnant, which will mean that in the next few months, there'll be 3 children under 6 months running around the house. But she says she wanted the babies.
I realized with or without True, I wanted this.
I guess she just wanted to add them to the collection of 4 that she's already got. And I'm sure she's doing a great job there. The daughter does have an unusual shape to her bump, though. It's a bit like a big third boob. Last stop is at the door of Shonta and True. In my last video, I said, True thinks he's won the battle, but he's not won the war. Well, you better put the troops in the boots, because Shonta's bringing ballistics.
True, I'm just gonna tell you, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, tell him there's 2.
You said you pregnant?
Yeah, I'm pregnant.
See, now this is entertainment. I think this is also why Shonta has been so upbeat in her interviews. She knew the punchline. And True, well, he thought he knew he'd got away with it.
It's more than this. Like, it's twins. I'm pregnant with twins.
You on some serious?
Let's just drink this face in for a moment. You know what this face is? It's a cautionary tale for all those man-children who remember all the lines and know all the plays. They may have emotional or financial control, but they clearly don't have self-control or birth control.
I am, man.
First to check out your Willy suspension is a Shonta and True. Well, someone had to make that joke at some point. Anyway, the newest daddy-to-be, True, is off to see a Shonta, and it seems like they've made up.
We could have a little cook-off. She love to cook. We supposed to be doing that.
Oh no, I've spotted a fatal flaw in the plan. See? He's wearing white to a cooking date. There'll be stains before bedtime, but don't you worry, laundry fans. These are clearly ghetto chef whites, because True did a culinary arts course in prison.
I took culinary arts while I was in prison. My chef name was Chef Extra.
Chef Extra! You know, that's a phrase that doesn't translate well across the puddle. Over in England land, if someone is being a bit extra, it means they're being a bit, well, you know.
Talk about buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does.
Sort of Busey special. So in England land, if someone told you Chef Extra was on the way to butcher an omelette, you'd kind of expect... Maybe, you know, that was the point they were making. I don't know. Anyway, cut to flashback of Chef Extra getting all Ramsay on your bottom. It seems our True is having some feelings of romantic remorse, as he regrets not doing more than impregnate a Shonta. Before his release, they had dreams of starting their own food-based business together. But after all this baby and not wanting him involved, Jean might not want him sharing her African fufu anymore.
But unfortunately, I didn't even get to even cook with it, though.
Yeah, but you did find time to bash the bats out of her belfry. You remember that? Yeah, he remembers that.
I've seen some things, man, and some stuff. I wouldn't recommend it.
So, let's go join Chef Extra as he prepares the finest ingredients for tonight's soiree with a Shonta. Shonta, sorry. I got a bit messed up between the boobs and the babies. A problem I think True might be familiar with.
I'm finna get some steak, some eggs, you know, ingredients to make an omelet.
Eggs, yes, a good start. Now, I guess why not make steak omelette? Can't be the worst menu item this side of case cooking. I mean, you can't really go wrong. An omelette is literally just an egg, preferably cooked in butter and threatened with some seasoning. But I do believe the great American omelette has cheese in it. And anyway, who am I to question the great Chef Extra? Well, let's go now and join him in the shop. And the first thing he needs is eggs, you know, because he's already gone and fertilized all of the Shontas. Next is cheese, and in prison, True only had access to 3 types of cheese.
Jalapeno, mozzarella, and a sharp cheese.
I think the sharp cheese is probably a sign somebody's trying to unalive you, but that's a posh jail he must have been to have 3 types of cheese. Most just have that plastic cheese you get in slices, but that's not good enough for Chef Amazing. No, he's on the good stuff.
I think this will do.
He's bought like a gram of cheese. What's he expecting to do with that?
Stop.
Hammer time.
And we all know, when buying cheese in a bag, you're gonna be dipping into that while you're cooking. Maybe slap a cheeky bit of red onion on it. So, what's True been up to for the last 14 weeks?
I've been making money by going to the casino, hustling and gambling.
Yeah, and by the look of his face, he's recalling a wonderful memory. Hang on a second. As I'm sure you know, my beautifully well-informed viewer, we can glean more than he says by watching his face. Let's take the words hustling and gambling. Well, the thing they have in common is the raised eyebrows, in the I'm totally being honest with you position, and in both cases we can read a certain amount by the way he's looking. This left-hand gaze at ear level suggests he's using his auditory mind to construct sound, i.e., does it sound right? Does my lie sound believable, perhaps? I think it's generally a true statement he was making about the hustling, but hustling could be anything. OG Cam, for example, thought hustling meant answering customer service calls. So I think he was just constructing the sound of him telling people he's hustling, when he clearly feels like he's not being entirely genuine. But gambling is a bit more interesting. Those shoulders dropped. Telling us about the disappointment, he avoids eye contact with the camera, which for somebody who is very comfortable with being seen, is always suspicious. And then the face. The eyes fixed forward at ear level suggest he's remembering someone's face. and recording sound. I have a theory on this. I think he's recording a man in prison giving him gambling advice, which works on paper, but then he's gone outside and realised the system doesn't work. Why do I think this? Well, in prison, talk of gambling systems is pretty common, particularly for those who possess, or think they possess, a minimum of a double-digit IQ. There are various tips that people will tell you, or more importantly, sell you. There's the system, the James Bond, the Fibonacci, but the most common is called the martingale system. Okay then, what's a bloody martingale system, I hear you sigh? Well, it's a combination of bet hedging and doubling down on your losses. I won't bore you with the details, but here are some pretty pictures you can pause on if you're interested. Anyway, my theory is that someone told True that he can make big banker-roonies with a delightful system. Hence the body language, hence the disappointment. But that's just the theory. What do I know? Well, I can tell you I knew a lot more about this subject after talking to a big bald librarian called Steve, whilst having a delightful vacation. Still not sure I'm right about it? Well, here's this cut later on.
I'm gonna try everything I need to do. Whatever it takes to prove that I want to be there, be with her.
See that? That's supposed to be the same dialogue, but they had a cutaway to other stuff in the middle. But that first part,
I'm gonna try everything I need to do.
I don't think came from something he said about Shonta. That came from where he was talking about the money he makes. One way we know, because the hair position changes on his chest, and the wrinkles. But which part did have the wrinkles and hair in that position? This one did.
Hustling and gambling.
See? So I think that sentence actually went like this.
Hustling and gambling. I'm gonna try everything I need to do.
Interesting. Did they use a clip of him being unusually genuine to make a different point?
What's up, bro?
What's up, Joe?
Also on my stupid list for this part is this edit.
It's cold out, you let me in?
True.
That's either the fastest hand to nose recorded on TV, or she just took too damn long and they had to speed her up a bit. Can you believe it? A reality TV show re-editing footage because they filmed it all at once and have to make it kind of fit into some kind of plot? Well, you know, plot is a bit generous, isn't it? Speaking of which, the next bit just irritates me.
It's cold out, you let me in?
True.
Now they're pretending like it isn't totally arranged. It's so stupid when we've already established earlier that they were planning to get together and cook. So why are we getting this act? Plus you can see that wig of hers through the screen door. Lovely wig. She's even got a little pearl necklace or something. If only True had given her a pearl necklace, he wouldn't be in this situation. And with that, I've had enough of her. Let's go back and see how Chef Extra is getting on.
True thinks him showing up, I'm just going to give in to him and he can just come right back.
Let's just hold that thought right there, shall we?
I get anything I want. Except you.
Anyway, let's go check out what's for dinner.
This ain't no 5-star, but
Yummy. Wasn't this supposed to be steak? Did he boil it? Gotta say that looks a bit of a funny steak colour. I think his cow might have been a bit more of a pig, but yeah, you know, that's not so bad. There's some sizable chunks of pepper right there, and I think he's either cooked that garnish or beaten it into submission. Oh look, random bit of onion. So anyway, she's totally not gonna fall for his mischievous boyish charm.
They said this on your best. They said.
Yeah, it'll be fine. We've got a trip to a Shonta and True, and today we've got an ultrasound appointment. And on the way, True's trying out some ideas.
let's talk about the names.
Oh, gosh.
Well, now, what kind of amazing do you think someone like True might come up with? A mix of their names? A shoe, perhaps? Or maybe a little tribute to someone significant? You know, like Albert, Malcolm, or Gary.
True and Truth.
No.
Well, you know, I'm not surprised. Of course a practicing narcissist would want to name his kids after himself. Anyway, so they arrive at Belly Image. Oh, look, they do all those 3D pictures of your kid. Disturbing. Why would you put the one that looks like you got a lobster claw on your homepage? They just look like someone sculpted your baby out of baked beans. Great, yeah, $125 for a weird mutant baby. I mean, you're not getting that on a t-shirt, are you? And I'd love to see how accurate it is. They never give you a before and after. Like, hey look, it's turned out that you got something which did actually resemble a child. Nope, you just get some goopy image, and you'd have to end up trying to explain to people which bit of the baby they're supposed to be looking at. A bit like Brody in his little shark picture.
This is nothing. Seaweed, mud, something in the lens.
Lens my ass.
You're damn right it's your ass.
We'll be back to them shortly. Back over to Shonta and True, and True's popped out to see a friend.
I'll do this.
I wonder if that's this friend. She's certainly more his type.
Anything can happen, man.
Shonta and True. And Shonta is probably the first Lalu person to do an entire interview without even looking at the camera.
I don't know what the future holds for me and True.
It's like watching Stevie Wonder, isn't it?
You believe in things that you don't understand.
And then we cut to True.
Is you dressed? You ready?
Yeah.
That's a nice watch. Hang on a second. Is that watch from the luxury Liege range? Retailing on Temu for a blistering nearly £20? It's even got those little bumps that are supposed to look like sparkles from a distance. And a seam where the two halves of plastic were sewn together. I don't know, platinum, whatever. That gambling must be paying off. But anyway, this whole segment is leading up to whether or not True will be recalled to prison, following his parole violation for not staying at his mum's house. So, will he be carted off to prison? Or will he be staying to get more familiar with the foam pit? Guess we'll find out shortly. Back now to see Shonta and True. And we were holding our breath to see if True is going to be recalled to prison. Yep, no, it's fine. Apparently. Have you noticed the 420 vein winding through this season? As we know, Karen's been on the gummies. And now True is wearing a Runts t-shirt. Anyway, True has escaped recall, but has been put under house arrest indefinitely. No worries, we might think. He can just chill at Shonta's. Haha, no. That would have been the case if he had actually bothered to fill in the paperwork to do that. But because he had absolutely no intention of getting this far with Shonta, or whatever kind of reason he makes up, he has to go stay with a friend of a friend.
Her name Pepper.
Yeah, and she's just a friend, right?
She's just a friend.
Ooh, those eyeballs got a bit excited.
She's just a friend.
Who is Pepper again?
Oh, you know, Pepper. She's got a brother called George and likes muddy puddles. And she also seems to live in Abbotsville. Next we're off to see Shonta and True. You know, I've been calling her Shonta all season. Not that it particularly matters, of course. She's just a lying, manipulating boo, so I'm not really too bothered. So what are they up to today? Well, they're meeting True's new house arrest buddies. And I think they should put this next line on a t-shirt.
I don't do people, I don't do bitches, and I don't do nobody. I'm barely going to do him. Next question.
Yeah, I'm like that before my first cup of coffee too. But all right, enough. I just can't wait any longer. See this, Shonta? She says this at the end.
Me and True are no longer expecting. They kind of just tell me that they can't find a heartbeat for either baby.
Hang on a motherfucking second. I knew something was wrong. She kept slipping up. For example, the single tense, not plural, on heartbeats. And that she was
More worried about True going to jail than I am being a consistent father.
And all that blatant avoiding of the scan in that episode. So I had a feeling the answer lay in the baby scan she shows in episode 6. So I went to grab a screenshot, then used the most advanced technology known to man, and googled the phrase, pregnancy scan of twins. Scrolled down a page or so, and there it is. A stock image from 6 years ago. Could I be wrong? Could it just be a 1 in a multi-billion chance that her baby's posted exactly the same way as a popular stock image? She didn't even bother downloading it. It's just a picture of a screen. Look, you can see the reflection of a window over here. So could it be that coincidence? Or is it... In my opinion, it's all just totally fabricated, manipulative rubbish of the highest filth. I'd like to know if the other baby daddies had the same issue. Are there other baby daddies who were shown a scan and now pay for kids that aren't theirs? How deep does it go? We know she lied about mortgages, but she rented 2 places. But you may be saying, hold on to your trousers there, Lukan. What a horrible thing to say. You're doubting the authenticity of a woman in mourning for the loss of her angel children? Well, yes, I bloody well am. I'll go ahead and say it too. I think Shonta lied her stupid ass off and is a completely soulless, penniless, disgusting loser who uses one of the most ultimate traumas to hold on to a man who is repulsed by the idea of having sex with her. If I'm wrong, and it is just some wild coincidence, I'll apologise, delete all my negative posts and be very, very humbled. What the hell? I'll donate £1,000 to charity. So that challenge goes directly out to Shonta. If I'm wrong, and you aren't the biggest liar since Mocha Blast, post the original picture somewhere. Simple as that. Now, please go enjoy your Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a delight to amuse you. Please go ahead and like and share this video, or try out one of these little beauties. And until we meet again, stay beautiful, love to my 3, and you take care of yourself.
Please subscribe now for our play. Thank you.